Hey, so I couldn't help but wonder, since, my Eugenia Cooney video got so many views, I was just wondering how you guys feel about the Rewired Soul. Because, I've been thinking about him and, he recently had that falling out, with everyone, all the YouTubers, and thus a lot of the people, his viewers. I don't know. My question to you all is anyone being super loyal to him still? Um, if you are a subscriber of his channel, are you still following his content? Is his content different? I literally thought he was gone. I'm no BSing. Like I really thought he was gone. And then I went and I typed and looked up on his page and I'm pretty sure he still is uploading and I just don't think that he's talking necessarily about the same content, which he's not talking about, other celebs or other people in the YouTubers in the YouTube realm. And so I don't think he's getting as many views. So I don't know. I mean, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Um, I mean, I'm just curious if the Rewired Soul is just old news because, he started off with so much like oomph and zest and gusto, and everyone really liked him, and everyone was all about him. And I personally wasn't really a big fan of the Rewired Soul. I just thought I kind of called bullshit, like from the word go. And I'm going to go ahead and give myself a pat on the back on that. I don't know. He just to me kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I felt like I don't know, he's just a little too much for me personally. And, I'm allowed to have that opinion. And I think that for obviously other YouTubers, I mean, Trish is the one that really, I think, just set the precedence of just like dragging him and making everyone obviously not like him anymore. So I don't know. I feel like she was the one that started it, and it was like a virus just spread. Everyone started like going, "Wait a second, why is everyone like taking this guy's word as as solid as oak when it's not, and we don't know anything about him?" And I don't know. I think that he is a perfect example of someone that like blows up so fast, and just like anything, if you start off really fast, it's gonna fade out just as quick. So I don't know. I mean, a random example would be Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson's relationship. I mean, when you start off so strong and heavy and fast, it's about to fade out and fizz out and just go psh, like a star. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with him. Um, I don't know. I think his content at first was trying to be helpful and use like we all there's tons of videos about this, but his content at first I think was trying to be helpful, and then it just kind of became snarky and judgy, and then people started really looking at it and were like, okay, he's just a scammer allegedly. And I personally think a lot of these YouTubers are scammers. Like I'm not gonna name other YouTubers that literally have just come out of nowhere and blown up, but a lot of them I think are using it for other purposes. Like they've already written a book, like he had, and they're just trying to use it as PR, free PR, which is fine. I just think that there's people out here that are a little more serious about YouTube, and those are the ones that I think he was calling out, and it just kind of created this weird toxic atmosphere for YouTube. And I feel like YouTube already has enough toxic issues. I mean, the trolls are seriously insane right now. Like trolls are literally ruining some people's lives. Like I've heard YouTubers say that, or I've overheard in some of their lives that people have gotten like CPS involved on things and like gone and like tried to like find out their information, called them at work, was crank calling them, sending them like weird lewd emails and threats. So it's like I never done anything like that. I don't think most people would take it to that level that, use this free app. That's I think is awesome. But I can see how I don't know, you just have to be careful when you're online. And, I think the Rewired still unfortunately saw the backlash of that and didn't really take into consideration how if you come off and you're judgmental and stuff like that, the stands or the fans of certain YouTubers are going to come for you hard and start investigating in your background and just literally anything and everything possible that you could have done wrong or is recorded on, Twitter or any type of like your social media footprint, it's going to be used against you. So, we always try to like take what we can learn from this, and that is I guess when you're, well, I guess try to come from an open heart. I don't think that he was coming from a positive or a negative place when he was trying to make his content and, create his channel and make money off of YouTube. But I think as time went on and progressed, I think he did just start using it maliciously, trying to find other like smaller YouTubers and things like that to bully and or just critique and psychoanalyze really intensely, and I don't really know if that's his place, especially when we found out he doesn't have the doctorate. So if you're a professional and you're professional, be a professional in that thing that you're claiming. So that's one of the lessons we can learn from this. Another one is um, don't let your ego take a hold of you to the point where you create a monster and sabotage your own success. Because I think that's actually what happened. I think that he started getting messy and he started getting like in too deep with like the drama channels and things like that, and he wants to blame that for that, and I don't think that's it at all. I think he just didn't realize that if you come out here, you better have your professionalism on point when you claim you're a professional, or we're going to rip you apart. And I don't mean me, I just mean the YouTube community in general. We're going to find out who you really are and aren't. And I guess if you're not comfortable with that and you feel exposed, then, I guess that's another lesson to be learned here is if you want to have a channel, you want to be a creator, you really have to take into consideration what you're putting out there, especially if it has to do with your own personal life. Sometimes people on here get on me and they're like, oh, you don't even show your face. And I was like, well, that's my decision. If I want to show my face in a video, I'll show my face. If I don't, I don't. It shouldn't really change how you feel about the content, in my opinion, unless I was, a very visual only channel. And I think I'm more of like a content driven channel, not a visual channel. So again, I mean, my content to me is audible more so than visual. And I always think that it probably will be. Now, does that mean that I'm not going to expose my face and do other things in the future that are a little more personal? Probably not. That doesn't mean that. But like I said, it comes with the territory. If you put yourself out there into the world, be for people to dig into you and try to, find out what you're really all about and your backstory. And I don't necessarily think that what they did to him was right. They kind of pretty much, I think, scared him off this platform or kind of bullied him. But at the same time, I feel what he was doing was kind of bullying. So, tit for tat, treat everyone the way you want to be treated. And like I always say, life is short, treat each other well, and make everything count because you never know when it's your last. Blessings. See ya.